Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sean from Archangel Entertainment here. Just thought I'd give you a recap and my review of the first round of WWE's Cruiserweight Classic tournament. This was one hell of a match, just event in general. And since I do put out a lot of wrestling Let's Plays because that is kind of my thing right now, I figured, you know what, I might as well do a little after show review. If you're looking for NXT after shows, I suggest you head on over to AfterBuzz TV because the NXT team over there is awesome. But instead of just watching their review, because I was watching this live with all of you guys who were watching live, or maybe some of you who haven't watched yet, I thought I'd do a little recap. So if you haven't seen it yet, turn off the video. Go watch it. It's great. So tonight we had the first round, first four matches, and it was. Got to think off the top of my head here. The first match was Gran Metalik versus the guy from Chile, whose name I'm forgetting suddenly. I could probably look this up, but that would take a little bit too much time. And man, dude, that was a cool match. You could definitely tell that the guy from Chile, who I want to say is Andre Almas, I'm probably wrong there, so feel free to let me know in the comments. And dude, that match was sick. Even though, I mean, you could tell that he definitely was a newcomer, and that they were saying that there isn't really any professional wrestling in Chile, and a lot of the stuff that he learned, he taught himself, and you could see that there were definitely some spots where he was a little green, but then he hit that shooting star suplex off the apron, and oh my gosh, dude, that was so tight. And then Grand Metalik with that fisherman driver, oh, at the end to finish him off, so sick. Honestly, I think that the guy from Chile, he really does need to go and just get a little bit more training. Nothing like, not saying he's by any means bad. I mean, like, the kid's got tons of potential, but he needs to learn to tighten it up and maybe calm down a little bit. Just because you could tell he was kind of rushing through some points. But still, dude, it was a heck of a match, and I can't give enough credit to both those guys. As a fan, this is the entire reason I was super excited about the Cruiserweight Classic, is because both of them were busting out stuff that you don't normally see in the WWE. Especially Grand Metalik with that fisherman's driver. That looked brutal, the way he dropped him down, and I mean, even as a guy who's been watching for years and studying all this stuff, I could clearly see him protecting his partner and holding the neck, but that thing just looked brutal. And then it was a good finish. The kid had a great kid. He's probably older than me. He had a great look to him, and I can't wait to see more of what he's going to do in the future. And as for Grand Metalik, I mean, there's a reason that everyone was talking him up so much. Like, this guy, he's good. He is so good. So that's that for that match. I mean, honestly, let me know what you guys think of all these matches too, because I really do want to. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because as a wrestling fan, I don't know about you, but it's hard to find other wrestling fans that are really watching all the time, and I know every time I do, it's a great conversation, and I want that conversation with you guys. Meanwhile, our second match, this one featured Ho Ho Lun versus Davari's younger brother, who I'm just going to refer to as Davari because, I mean, he looks almost exactly the same. Ho Ho, same thing as the guy from Chile. Definitely looked a little green, but I mean, he started the Hong Kong wrestling scene. I mean, so mad props to him. Uh, and there was definitely, there was some splashes of greatness in there with that beautiful German suplex finisher into the bridge. Like that was just wow. Um, Definitely think he could use a few more moves, just because it looked like he was going to the well a little bit too much on those drop kicks. Um, Whereas Davari, on the other hand, like you could tell that this dude is related to someone who's been in the business for a while because he was just smooth as butter, and he played that heel role perfectly. Just everything straight because like the first match, Gramatelic, very face like. The guy from Chile, whose name I'm going to remember eventually, and I'm gonna hate myself for not remembering it now. Um, like he was kind of heelish, but it was really more, just a contest of skill rather than good guy versus bad guy. This one, Davari was full heel, just full heel, and I thought it was great. The Just like the way he just laid every strike in, and I mean like he even his rest holds looked like he was actually hurting Ho Ho. That's really fun to say, Ho Ho. Either way, it was a great match, and it was definitely like it was different. It was, and that's I think the whole point is that WWE wants to do something different, because they've become this big paint by numbers company. Not saying that I don't enjoy the paint by numbers company, but I do like a little bit of diversity in the matches. And bringing in all these indie guys is a great way to do that. And this was another match that just kind of showed that. Anyways, moving on to the next match. The next match was Petroit versus Cedric Alexander, and I had heard the name Cedric Alexander, because I think he's done some work in Ring of Honor, but because I'm so far into the WWE bubble as far as like my entertainment goes, I mean I watch WWE Championship Wrestling from Hollywood because it's local, and occasionally I watch a little bit of TNA. Um, so I don't really get a whole lot of experience with the indies. Not saying that that's because I look down on them. More like just I don't really. I mean, I gotta go online to watch it and hunt it down and look for it. And if I'm on my computer, I'm usually trying to work on something, so I don't get a lot of chances to watch it. But I tell you what, man, in contrast to the last couple matches where I said you could tell that a couple of those guys were a little green, like this match was just fire. Fire the minute Cedric got any offense in, because I mean he had the crowd behind him. He was just so good, and especially like when he sent Patrol outside of the ring like really early on, and then it looked like he was going for that dive, but he just backflipped into the ring like because Patrol got out of the way. Like that really does make him look experienced in just how smooth all his moves hit. Um, all in all, like that was just a hell of a match, and I can't wait to see where he goes from this in the tournament. Um, I wish that they hadn't done that right there because I'm recording something. Um, but either way, again, great match. Anywho, I was the only thing I'd say is maybe just a little more of a definitive finisher for him, because I remember loving the match, and it might just be overshadowed by the next match. But I can't really remember what the finish was. Probably should have taken notes, but again, I'm recording this literally seconds after the first round ended, um, and I thought it was just a hell of a show all around. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely feel like if they're looking to recruit Cedric Alexander, like more power to him because he is looking great. Um, I'd say the next so with that said, let's move on to the next match. And in this one, it definitely looked like they were setting Sean Malute up to be a future NXT superstar because yeah, he's part of the Samoan dynasty, but like you could tell he was still pretty new to the wrestling scene. Um, Especially with that flip to the that somersault to the outside where he caught Kota right on the side of the head as he was coming out of that somersault over the ropes and then continued to somersault on top of him. But they booked him super strong and he made everything looked super strong from him. Everything from that code breaker off the second rope, just boom. Like when that hit, it's like, oh man, Ibushi might not win. Ibushi might this might be Maluta. And then when he comes back into the ring and then just hits that beautiful savate kick. That, oh my goodness, like I thought that was it. I was right there with everyone else. You got the commentators like, oh my gosh, could this be it? Could this be the end of Kota Ibushi's run in the Cruiserweight Classic? And it's like, it's not, but still. And then like Ibushi, oh dude, when Ibushi pulled out the last ride as his finisher, like just straight like a sit out last ride, like I saw him go for the power bomb. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a sit out power bomb. I love power bombs. I think power bombs are really just like it's a sick move. And if you're gonna finish someone, I mean, just look at Kevin Owens with that pop up power bomb. Like, it's a cool move to do it on. But then as soon as he raised him up for the last ride, I was like, oh my god. And just like, oh, so much fanboying because you guys probably don't know this because I don't talk that much on screen, but I'm a huge fan of the Dead Man Inc. era Undertaker, and so, dude, when that last ride came up, I just marked out so hard. Like I was sitting in bed and then suddenly I was on my feet just like jumping around the room because that was so lit, so sick. I should have said sick, not lit. Sorry guys, I know. I watch a lot of WWE. The New Day's got to me with the power of positivity. But anyways, dude, like it was a sick match, and I hope Sean Maluta gets a development deal out of this and gets to go to NXT because he is going to be he is going to be something in the future, and he's got whatever it is, because even though I could tell he was still pretty green, like the dude was so good. And then Kota Ibushi, like, I mean, he could just go through the Cruiserweight Classic and then head back to Japan. I mean, I don't care. Whatever he does next. If he goes to WWE, I would be excited. If he goes back to New Japan, I'm going to follow him back to New Japan. Because that man has just won my heart. Real talk, guys. I am now in love with Kota Ibushi. In a completely platonic, sort of creepy fanboy kind of way. Anyways, guys, with that, I think I'm going to end this, and I'm trying to keep it short. If you want a full after show, again, head over to AfterBuzz TV with guys like Mark Donica, the hobo from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and Bill Handstock. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great week.